Okay, so those of you who are just joining, you're gonna wanna grab a prop like a block. If you don't have a block, you can use a box, you can use, just get creative. You can use a couple books you can stack on top of each other. Let's see, what else? Whatever you have handy that has a little height is good. You can grab that. And you're gonna need a strap. So either a scarf or like a robe tie, those work well. And let's get started. So I'm gonna mute you all and.
Remind me to, I want to tell you an idea.
Okay, now you're all muted. Okay, so we're gonna start on our mat, lying in like a mini Shavasana. So just move all your props to the side and take a moment to arrive, right? So there's always this transition that happens, arriving in our space. Starting with our breath, let's take a couple cleansing breaths. So inhale through the nose and then let it go out your mouth. A couple more times like that. Inhale through your nose and let out your mouth. And just kind of wiggle your body from side to side. You know, just like circle your fingers, circle your toes, just taking a moment to arrive in the space and your body and your breath. And then draw your knees to your nose and go ahead and squeeze a moment. And then let that go. And again, knees to nose, squeeze. And then let that go. Third time, knees to nose, squeeze. And then begin to kind of rock forward and back. If you have a bad back, then don't do this. You know, you can just stay stationary on the mat. But if you're good, you can just kind of start to rock forward and back. No right, no wrong way to go. Forward and back. And then rock onto hands and knees. And separate your knees hip distance and your palms shoulder distance. And take a moment to kind of ground down through your palms, feeling for the texture beneath the surface of the mat. And so starting to become more connected with your body and your breath and less with your thoughts. And then begin to wag your tail from side to side. Maybe your head and neck circles. And start to make some audible breaths, because that will help you get out of your monkey mind and more into the body. And then begin to circle around in one direction, forward and around and down. Maybe the head and neck circles too, forward and around and down. And then come back to center, pause for just a second, and then switch directions of the circles. Nice and easy does it. No thought required here, just breathing and quieting your mind. And then coming back to center. Little cat, little cow. On an inhale, you're going to arch up, look up. And on the exhale, you're going to curl, gaze towards your navel. So a couple times like that, using the rhythm of your breath to initiate the movements. Two more times. Last time. And then coming back to stillness, and you're going to extend your left arm out in front of you with the big thumb up towards the ceiling, and take a moment to kind of stabilize. And if you feel free to stay here, or if you're adding on, you're going to extend the right leg out behind you and lift it up just hip height. And then flex the foot and push it into an imaginary wall as you extend and reach with your left arm and fingers, gazing slightly forward, and then let that go. And then switch sides. Right palm's going to extend with the thumb pointing up towards the ceiling. grounding yourself to stabilize, and then extending the left leg back behind you, and then begin to animate the pose. So flex the foot, reach and extend through the arms and fingers, draw the navel into the spine, and then let that go. And now we add some movement. So left arm and right leg extends on an inhale, elbow to knee on an exhale. So you're gonna crunch. Inhale, reach, exhale, crunch. 3 more times, inhale, exhale. Warming up the bones. 2 more times, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale. And then release and switch sides. Inhale, right arm, left leg extends. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, exhale. 3 more times like this, using your breath to initiate the movement. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl. Last time. And then release. And then tuck your toes behind you, right? And you're gonna lift your knees up off the floor. Technical difficulties. You're gonna lift your knees up off the floor just about an inch, right? And then you're gonna draw your navel up and kind of round like you did with the cat and the cow, and then lower the knees down to the floor. Make sure your palms are level so that they're on an even plane for your shoulders. And then you're gonna draw, again, the knees up just about an inch. You're gonna hover, right? You're gonna draw your navel up towards the spine and then release. This next time, you're gonna lift your knees an inch and then continue to lift the hips up and back, finding your way into downward dog, and then begin to pedal out your feet. Then your right knee, sink the left heel down, and then keep pedaling them out. And then switch. And switch. And 2 more times, just pedal, pedal, easy does it. And then finding stillness in your dog. 2 breaths. And then begin to walk your hands back to meet your feet. And here's where your strap or your scarf or whatever you have to use as a prop will come in handy. So grab your strap and your scarf and just place it in front of you, because we're gonna get to it. And then for a moment, just start with your feet wider than hip distance and bring your hands onto your shins. And put a micro bend in your knees, and on an inhale, extend the spine, long spine arch up. On an exhale, forward fold. So two more times like that. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, letting it all go. One more time. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, letting it all go. Now grab a hold of your elbows and drape your torso down towards your toes and let your head and neck go. Shake it, yes. Shake your head, no. If you like to rock your torso from side to side, feel free to do that. And then switch the cross of your elbows and then begin again to lengthen through the spine. Let the head and neck go, draping the torso over the thighs. Feel free to work with bent knees or straight legs. It doesn't really matter. Whatever feels better in your body is the way to go. Now you're going to grab your strap or whatever prop you're using, and you're going to extend your arms over your head. Grab your strap and extend your arms overhead. Keep your knees slightly bent for this one just to start, and let your head and neck go, and let's kind of floss our shoulders. So you're gonna drop both shoulders down to one side, roll the head and neck, and then drop them over to the other side, roll the head and neck. And then just kind of keep alternating, dropping down to one side, rolling the head and neck, and then the other side. And now just find stillness directly over your head. Feel free to keep working with bent knees. As a matter of fact, if you want to squat all the way down and have your hips down to the height of your knees, so you can really work into the upper shoulder region for a few breaths, feel free to explore that. If you want to work with straight legs, feel free to work with that. No right or wrong way to go here. And then release the strap. And then just hang for a few breaths. Just nod your head back and forth. And grab your prop, your block or your books, and place it behind you. And so this is where you get to determine what the proper height is for your body, right? And then you're gonna spread your feet to the outer edges of your mat, and then you're gonna sit down. So the idea here is to lift up out of your waistline, so to lengthen through the spine, to anchor down through the sitting bones, but lift up through the waistline, out of the hips. So basically malasana squat, right, with a prop, so it's a little easier. And you're gonna bring your hands together at your heart, and you're gonna bring your elbows in to your knees. Your elbows into your knees. And then you're gonna squeeze the knees into the elbows, and then press the elbows back into the knees, and then lift up out of the spine. Lift up through the crown of the head. So keep squeezing the knees into the elbows, so you've got some resistance here, active tension, and keep lifting up out of the spine and draw your navel in. Couple breaths. Let the shoulders roll down away from the ears, draw the navel in, lift up through the spine, the crown of the head. 2 more breaths here. And then exhale, forward fold. So let the head and neck go. Standing, releasing. And again, squatting down. So now you get to decide if the block or the prop was helpful. So if you don't need the prop, then you find malasana squat pose with no prop. But if the prop was helpful and it helped you find some ease in the pose, and stay with it, right? And now couple breaths here again. Just opening the hips, breathing into the lower body. 1 more. And then exhale, forward fold. And then walk your hands out your mat, finding your way back into downward dog. And begin to pedal the feet. Bend one knee, sink the heel. Bend the opposite knee, sink the heel. Just kind of pedal, pedal. And then on an inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Open the hip, open the knee. Circle the right ankle one way. Circle it the other way. Circle the knee and the hip joint one way. And then circle it the other way. And then straighten the right leg and push. Reach and push, reach, reach, reach and push. And extend and get long. And then lower the leg, drop down to the knees, finding child's pose for a few breaths. And then again, coming into downward facing dog. And then pedaling out the feet. And on an inhale, reach the left leg this time up and back, and then bend the knee to open the hip, and then circle the ankle one way. And then circle it the other way. And circle the knee and the hip joint one way. And then circle it the other way. No right or wrong way to move. Just kind of close your eyes and explore and open up the body. And then straighten the leg and reach and push, get really long. Reach and push, open. And then lower the leg, drop down the knees, finding child's pose. And coming back up into downward facing dog. We're gonna do a couple sun salutations. So we're gonna move some energy around. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, step it between your hands, coming into a lunge, into a low lunge. And then lifting through the sternum bone and reaching the crown of the head as you push through the back heel to get a really long line on the left thigh. And then step the left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, arch up, look up. Exhale, fold. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arch up, look up. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, arch up, look up. Exhale, fold. Now coming all the way up to standing, engaging through the legs, reaching through the arms, and then bringing the hands back to the heart center. And here we go. Sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Let me adjust my camera so it works perfectly for me. Come on. Here we go. Sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, arch up, look up. Exhale, step the feet back, top of the push-up, pause. Inhaling here, exhale, lowering wherever you like, either all the way down to the ground or maybe halfway. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog if you're ready. Exhale, downward dog. 3 breaths, finding a focal point somewhere between your toes to steady your gaze. Gazing at your fingers, step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you arch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up to standing, arms reach. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And again, inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back on your exhale. Inhaling at the top of the push-up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale it back. 3 breaths in downward dog, gazing somewhere between your toes. Gazing between your hands, step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you arch. Exhale to bow. Inhale to rise, arms reach up. Exhaling, hands come to the heart center. 2 more like that. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, down you go. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back on the exhale. Pausing at the top of the push-up to inhale. Lowering on the exhale. Inhale, upward facing or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing. 3 breaths. At the end of your exhalation, step or hop your feet to meet your hands as you arch. Exhale, bow. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Last time like this, inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, arch. Exhaling, step it back. Top of the push-up, pause to breathe in. Lower as you breathe out. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. 3 breaths, downward facing dog. Steady the gaze. Gazing at the fingers, step or hop your feet to meet your hands and arch. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up to standing, arms reach. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's move some more. Inhale, arms reach, look up. Exhaling, bow. Long spine on the inhale. Step it back on your exhale. Inhale at the top of the push-up. Exhale as you lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale it back. On an inhale, you're going to reach your right leg way, way up and back. And on an exhale, you're going to step it between your hands. You're going to turn the back foot on its side at an angle, and then we're just going to windmill right up to the second warrior. So warrior 2, back foot's in at an angle, front toes are pointing forward, shoulders away from the ears. On an inhale, you're going to turn your palms up, and you're going to bring them in towards each other. And on an exhale, you're going to extend them away. Couple times. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. Breath practice. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. 1 more. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Now turn the palms down. You're going to bring your right palm behind you, like kind of weave it into the back and into the thigh, right? And then you're going to take the left shoulder and pull it forward, and then the left shoulder, bring it back. And the left shoulder forward, and the left shoulder back. 1 more time like this. Left shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Now, clasp the hands together. Here's where your strap can come in handy, right? So left shoulder forward now, hands together, or you're with the strap, right? Left shoulder back. Left shoulder forward, left shoulder back. 1 more time. Left shoulder forward, nice work. Left shoulder back. Release the arms back to wings, and then windmill the arms down to the floor, either stepping back to dog, right? So you're just kind of stepping back, or if you want more heat, you're taking it through the vinyasa. It's up to you, no right or wrong way. Modify everything and anything. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, step it through. And then coming back to that second warrior. Same side. Right arm now is going to go to the top of the right thigh. Left hand to the left hip. So we're doing some shoulder openers and neck extension today. Once again, you're gonna rotate that shoulder in and then rotate it out. And rotate it in and then rotate it out. One more time like this. Rotate it in, rotate it out. Now bring the left arm in front of you, like at a side like this, and turn the internally rotate the palm, yeah? And then bring the whole arm overhead at an angle. So you can feel free to stay here with the right forearm on top of the right knee, or you can extend it all the way down to your block, to the floor, whatever. And then breathe. One more breath. And then pushing down like you're driving the right foot into a pedal to lift the torso to come back up to the second warrior. Beautiful. And then windmilling the arms down to the floor, stepping back to dog, or taking it through the vinyasa. Up to you. Building a little heat, opening up the body. Left side, inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, step it through. And now you're gonna windmill yourself up to the second warrior. Left side, second warrior, warrior two. And we do the same thing we did on the other side. The palms are gonna rotate up towards the ceiling, and you're gonna bring the arms in on an inhale, and then extend them out on the exhale. Moving energy. Inhale in, exhale it out. Two more times. Inhale it in, exhale it out. One more like this. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. And now the right arm is going to reach back behind you, right? And then the right shoulder is going to roll in, and then the right shoulder is going to roll out. The right shoulder is going to roll in, and then exhale it out. Just opening up the upper thoracic spine. In, and then out. One more time like this. Roll it in, roll it out. Release the arm. Coming back to warrior two for a few breaths. Just classic pose, warrior two. Finding a focal point somewhere beyond your left fingers. Making sure your shoulders are not hiked up towards your ears. They're away from the ears, extending through the fingertips. One more breath. Beautiful. Windmill the arms, either stepping back to dog or taking it through the vinyasa. Nice. Left side again. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, step it through. Windmilling back up to the second warrior. Left thigh, left arm, top of left thigh. Right hand's gonna reach behind you, weave it into the pocket of the left hip. And here's where we open up the shoulder girdle again. And we inhale the shoulder forward. And we exhale, open up the shoulder. Inhale, forward. Exhale, open. Two more like this. Inhale, forward, exhale. Oh, last time. Inhale, exhale. So nice. Now bring the right arm directly out in front of you, right? And you're going to internally rotate the palm and then just kind of sweep it up overhead at an angle where the wall and ceiling meet. So don't concave like this and collapse the spine and the rib cage. It's opening. One long line from the fingertips to the toes. And feel free to stay here with the left forearm on your thigh, or slide the palm down towards the floor, pushing the forearm into the knee into the forearm, and then open. Oh, so good. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then driving that left foot like a pedal to lift the torso to come up. That'll support the lower back. right? And then windmill the arms. Woo! Either stepping back to dog or taking it through the vinyasa. It's up to you. Nice. You're going to inhale, reach the right leg way, way up and back. And then exhale, step it through and drop the back knee down. And then lift the torso. This is where you can decide if the strap and prop can help, comes in handy. All right, so actually let's all grab the strap and have it shoulder distance. And then we're gonna inhale the arms up towards the ceiling. All right, and so you're gonna bend into that knee and lift up out of the waistline and then straighten. And then bend and lift and then straighten. 2 more times, just kind of hinging the hip. And then straighten 1 more time. Bend. And then straighten. Now grab the strap and place it behind you. Once again, still shoulder distance unless your arms are really tight. Then it's wider. Right? And now you're just going to kind of, and if you need to support yourself, you can tuck the back toes under, and please feel free to support your knee. If you need a little more padding, you can pad it with a towel or pillow. And now we do a little back bending. 2 breaths. 1 more breath. Release the strap. Grab your block or book or box or whatever you have that's handy and place it on your right side, right? And reach the left arm up and then over. And so the height of the block will be vary for most of us, right? Just reach into that side waist. Let your head circle. And then let that go and straighten the front leg. Now we stretch into the hamstring. Couple breaths. One more breath. Rebend the right knee. Tuck the back toes under. So now you're into a high lunge. You're going to plant the left palm and reach the right arm up and take it into a twist. Circle the wrist one way. Circle it the other way. One more breath. Open, open, open. And then release the palm. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Finding your way back into downward dog. And just kind of pedal out the feet. And let's switch sides. Left leg's going to come up and back. And then you're going to step it through and drop the back knee down. Please feel free to pad your knee if you need it. Right, I've got hardwood floors. My knees are a little bony. I'm going to pad my knee. And so we do this whole sequence with the strap again. Arms shoulder distance. And you're going to lift up and out of the waistline. Up and out. Oh, reach up and out. And then lean forward. And then up and out. And then forward. And last time, up and out. And then bring the strap behind you. And once again, shoulder distance, unless you have tight shoulders, then you can go wider. And now we back bend, right? So you come down to a 90 degree and then you find the back bend here. 2 more breaths. And if you fall, that's fine. 1 more. So nice. Release the strap, hamstring stretch, straighten the front leg. Breathe here. One more breath. And then plant the palms. Bring the left leg back to meet the right. Tuck the toes and find your way back into downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. Bend one knee, sink the opposite heel. Bend the other knee, sink the opposite heel. Beautiful. Couple more times. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, step it between your hands. We're gonna come into a deep lunge again and drop the left knee down. And once again, feel free to pad your knee if you need it. So we're gonna work into the hips now, right? So if you have your block or your whatever prop you're using, you may want to put it, let me flip around so you can get a better view of what's happening. We're going to come all the way down, elbows all the way down to the floor. If you don't need your prop and your elbows can come all the way down to the floor, then by all means do that. Circle your head and neck. One more circle. Beautiful. And then come back onto your palms. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Back into downward dog as we do the other transition to the other side. Left leg's gonna reach up and back. Step it through. Pad the knee if you need to. Right? Use your prop if you found it helpful. And then you're gonna come down to your elbows, deep hips opener. And then just like circle the head and neck. One more breath. And then remove the prop. Tuck the back toes under, coming into that high lunge. Plant the right palm and then extend the left arm up. We forgot to do this on the other side. Circle the wrist one way, circle it the other way. Oh, so good. And then plant both palms as you step the left foot back to meet the right. Pull up the feet, drop down to the knees, and find child's pose. And walk your hands back to your knees and then sit on your shins. And if you have a prop, you'll want to place it off to the side now. You won't need your prop. You just sitting on your shins. And let's roll our shoulders forward, back and down. Forward, back and down. And then reverse the direction. And then find a comfortable seated position, cross-legged. If you need to sit on your bolster, your pillow, your block, feel free. Grab your rope. And then we're gonna floss the shoulders a little bit. So you're gonna start with your strap shoulder distance. And you may need to adjust it and go wider, but we'll start with shoulder distance and then go from there. And then you're gonna inhale, reach the strap up overhead. And now go a little bit wider, right? And then actually really wide. And then bring the strap behind you. Oh. And then you're gonna go inhale up and forward. And each time you go, you may want to reduce the gap, right, as your shoulders begin to open. When you get to that sticky spot, you may want to stay there for a couple breaths and breathe into the stickiness. And then bring it back. And just kind of keep working with flossing the shoulders forward and back. And feel free to stop at any point along the way if you're like, Oh, that's really tight right there. I'm gonna breathe right into that spot. And make sure you plug the shoulders back into the sockets, right? And you draw your navel in to support your back. So nothing's happening in the lower back. This is all the upper scapula, shoulder region. Nice. One more time, we floss. And now you're gonna bring your right arm up and the left arm down. So like, maybe I'll get to the, maybe I'll sit on the side so you can see. And you're gonna lift up out of your spine and your shoulders and just kind of, and then maybe the left hand comes down a little bit and you get a little deeper. Oh, I felt this snap, crackle, pop. And then let's switch sides. Left arm's up, right arm. First couple breaths, don't let that hand come to the floor yet. Just keep finding extension in the shoulders and the rib cage. And then maybe let the right hand come back as you go a little deeper. Nice. And then come back to center. And the right hand's going to continue grabbing a hold of the strap, and you're going to bring whatever you have behind you. Right? And then you're going to bring the left hand back to grab a hold of the strap or the rope. Right? And so here, all I'm doing is working on opposition. It's almost a back bend, right? But my right elbow is going to internally rotate and lift up as my left elbow is going to externally rotate. So left elbow points down, right elbow points up. Take a big breath here. And on your exhale, forward fold, down you go. You don't even have to go that far. One more breath. And then come up. I really feel that in my shoulders. And then unwind like a clock, right? So let go of the strap and just let the arms extend from one end of the room to the other end, releasing the shoulders down away from the ears and drawing the navel in to support the lower back. So this is all upper region. And then let that go and switch sides. Left hand's going to grab a hold of the strap and you're going to bring it behind you. Right, so it's all about extending and lengthening out from underneath the armpit and the rib cage, finding separation. And then the right hand's gonna reach behind you. Don't be goal oriented. It's really just about opening up the body. So this side for me is a little tighter, right? So I'm gonna internally rotate that left elbow and then lift it up and see what that does. And then this right elbow, I'm gonna lift, I'm gonna reach down. So I'm gonna feel that stretch along the scalenes, the edges of my neck. And we take a couple breaths, just letting the magic happen, breathing into the space. One more deep belly breath. Don't be goal oriented, right? So it's all about just finding opening. Right? It's not about depth or going so deep that the fingers touch. It's just finding opening. And you take one more big inhale. And on your exhale, just kind of fold at the waist and let the upper body hang, kind of drape. And breathe into the back of the body and the side ribs. 2 breaths here. One more breath. Beautiful. Come back up. Release the strap and just extend the arms out to the side. Just kind of let everything. And then we're going to kind of make a fist and then release. And then make a fist and then release. One more time. Make a fist and then release. Beautiful. And then release. Let's get on the ground. Do some deep stretching. Some twisting. So come on your back. And draw your knees into your chest. And just take a moment in that shape. Go right or wrong, just like, oh, God, that feels good. And then place your hands on the tops of your knees and make little circles in one direction with your knees. And then reverse the direction of the circles. And then come back to center and bring the knees wide and around and in. Wide and around and in. Wide and around. And then reverse the direction. And then draw the knees into the in again. And bring the left arm out to the side like a T. And then lower both knees to the right. Spinal twist. Let's circle our left wrist one way. And then circle it the other way. And take a couple breaths in stillness in this shape. And come back to center onto your back and hug the knees in for a breath or two, just kind of evening out the spine for a moment. And then draw the right arm out to the side like a T. And then drop both knees to the left. Spinal twist, bent knees. Let's circle our right wrist one way. And then circle it the other way. And then just take a couple breaths in stillness on this side. Close your eyes, breathe into your back. Deep, full, audible breaths, like letting go of all that tension and anxiety you might have been storing up inside your body from all this weirdness happening with the pandemic, uncertainty. And then come back to center, back onto your back. Let's find a little happy baby. So soles of the feet parallel with the ceiling. It doesn't matter if you grab the inner arch or the outer edges of your feet. Whatever you prefer, there's no right or wrong way to go. And then we're gonna rock our hips from side to side. And maybe going a little deeper for a few breaths, you can extend the legs wide out to the side with your hands on your thighs or your calves, or if you can grab your toes. And just take a couple breaths with the legs wide out to the side. And then draw the knees back into the chest. Give them a tug, and then let that go. I want you to take your prop, whatever box or books you have, and I want you to place it underneath your hips. So now you're in a supported bridge. And we're going to take a couple breaths just in supported bridge, lengthening out of the lower back. And then draw the right knee into the chest here. Let's circle the right ankle one way. And then let's circle it the other way. And then extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then lower the leg back down. And let's bend the left knee into the chest. Circling the left ankle one way. And then the other way. And then extending that leg. And now bring both legs up. So now you're in like a passive inversion. If you have a shoulder stand practice and you want to practice that, then feel free to do that. I don't ever recommend headstands anymore. If you like to do headstands and you don't have any neck issues, feel free to do that. But I don't go there. I have neck stuff. And if you want to kind of explore the range of motion with your legs while they're upside down by kind of bringing them wide to the side and circling back around, or maybe lowering one leg down and then the other leg down. Whatever feels good to you, feel free to explore that. If you want to bring the feet, soles of the feet together for a couple breaths and kind of waggle, wiggle, waggle. It's all good, like whatever, oh, that feels good on that spot right there. I can feel that block that I have as a pressure point right on my sacrum, and that feels good. And I'm going to take a couple breaths. We're all going to take a couple breaths just in passive inversion, just allowing the blood flow to kind of flow back down from the lower extremities back to the heart. Just a couple breaths. And then bending the knees and placing the soles of the feet flat on the mat. Lift your hips to remove whatever proper block you had for support, and then extend the legs and let it go. You're gonna bend the knees again and place the pinky toes of your feet on the outer edges of your mat, and then draw your arms wide out to the side like a T, and then let both knees fall to the left. And then come back through the center and let both knees fall to the right. And then back to center and let both knees fall in towards each other. And now bring the soles of the feet together and let both knees fall wide out to the side. And then draw the knees back into the chest and give the nose to knee a tug. And then let's set ourselves up for Shavasana. So if you have a roller, a bolster, a block, a pillow that you want to place underneath your knees for a little spinal traction, feel free to use that. And then set yourself up real sweet and cozy like. Take time now for Shavasana. Before we go there, let's take a couple cleansing breaths. So inhale through your nose and let it out your mouth. Ah. One more time. Inhale through the nose and sigh out your mouth. Ah. And now just kind of rock from side to side and settle in here. Close your eyes. And we'll take like 5 minutes here in sweet Shavasana. Just letting all of the good work we did settle in. And then slowly coming back to the surface by making small movements with your fingers, circling them with your wrists around, and circling your ankles and your toes around. And then when you're ready, reaching your arms overhead for a full body stretch. So really stretching from fingertip to tippy toe out of your lower back. And then draw your knees into your chest and take a moment in this shape. Don't be in a hurry. And then rock yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And sitting nice and tall, close your eyes and stay here for a minute or two. Don't be in a hurry. Just kind of sit nice and tall, comfortable cross-legged position. And let's just kind of breathe a minute or two. So close your eyes and sit nice and tall. So stack your bones, let the crown of the head lift up towards the ceiling and the spine extend towards the head. And just soft through the chest and the torso and the sternum bone. So let that part kind of soften and lower. So there's no back bending happening here. All the lift is coming from the back body, the back of the spine, the skull lifting, and then just breathing. Eyes closed, just taking a moment here to indulge in your breath. Watching the breath come in and watching the breath go out. So taking a moment to really practice the breath, the mindfulness part of the practice, the breath practice. Seeing the breath come in, witnessing the breath go out. 3 more cycles of breath here. And then let's close our practice by bringing our hands together at our hearts and sealing the practice by bowing our heads in deep gratitude. And I like to end my classes today, by these few words of may there be peace in our hearts, may there be peace in our homes, may there be peace in the world. Namaste. I will unmute you guys so we can have a little closing.